I see one person. Morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, Velma. So, Velma, the question of the day is, what was your first mobile phone? What was your first mobile phone? So this was not my first. This is a Nokia 3-watt car phone. So this is one that you carried in your car, plugged into your cigarette lighter. So you know how you have your iPhone now? This is what was the iPhone. And that's no battery either. That's just the phone. It had to be plugged in all the time. So my question, I have a serious question and a whimsical question today. The whimsical question is, what was your first cellular phone? Mine was in 1978. Mine was a $3,000 hardwired into the car, black car phone. Looked like a phone, push button dial, but it was actually a two-way radio. And John Callahan and I, when we were picking guests up to take them to our opportunity meetings in my black Eldorado Barrettes, 1977 black Eldorado Barrettes with a black car phone. So I would go pick up the guest, and I'd have the guest in the passenger seat. And of course, the guest had never seen a car phone before. And the guest was already a little intimidated because I picked him up in my black Eldorado Barrettes, which I just kind of bought, but not really bought, like bought through a friend. And these were back in the days where the way you recruited people was by winning through intimidation. So John Callahan used to call me on the car phone when he knew I had the guest in the car. And I would answer the phone, and the guest was like, whoa, what's going on? And I would hand the phone to the guest, and I'd say, it's for you. And then John would jack him up about the opportunity meeting we were taking him to. There you go. The old pyramid scheme days. That's the whimsical question. Dana, I don't know. You used to live where? I'm in the foothills below Yosemite National Park in California at my ranch. I'm going home Sunday to Lanai. So, answer the question, what was your first cell phone? What was the year? And what was the cell phone? And let's see how many of you, your first cell phone ever was an iPhone. Got that? Drop it in the comments. What was your first cell phone and what year did you have a cell phone? Mine was 1978. Jack up Johnny. Yes. That's John Callahan. So, and then here's the serious question of the day. You guys aren't telling me what cell phone. Come on, put it in the comments. There you go. 99 Nokia, Amber. All right. Well, maybe you don't like the cell phone question. Wow, was it 1996, 1990? What phone was it? What was it? Bag phone 1989. There you go, Heather. All right. All right, well, here's the serious question. COVID deaths in the United States have breached 225,000. Which make it I believe, the number 4 historical death event in the history of the United States. And, with 1,000 people a day dying, it's still only the third cause of death behind heart disease and cancer. But it's pretty serious, and it's getting more serious. So here's my question. Now, here's where you get to discipline yourself. So I'm going to ask you a question, and my request is that you only answer the question and you see if you can discipline yourself to rant on why you chose that answer. So the question is, mask or no mask? Just write mask or no mask. Mask or no mask. It's not a political question. It's a science and health question. So if you don't think you should have to wear a mask, I don't mean like legally required. I just mean as a courtesy to other people. If you don't think you should wear a mask, then no mask. And if you think as a courtesy to other people, you should wear a mask, then you write mask. Got it? And what you don't do is make a political argument about it. Like, I'm not interested in that. I know we all have our viewpoints there, and that's cool. But I'm just interested in mask, no mask. I want to tell you a story, though. A couple days ago, I went, maybe it was yesterday, I don't know, Wednesday, I think it was. I went and had a full workup on my heart and I was sitting in the waiting area, and there was a gal talking to another gal about masks, which I thought, oh, I got to ask my audience. I'm just curious really about my audience. And so the gal was telling the other gal that she's not afraid of the virus, and so she doesn't have to wear a mask because she's not afraid of the virus. And she was like 70 years old. So one of the things that I noticed people, I believe, so I'm just saying I believe, have wrong is that we wear a mask to protect ourselves. What I believe, based on the science that I've read and the experts I've listened to, that we wear a mask to protect others because we don't know if we're infected or not. We may not know for 10 days if we're infected. So we could wander around and talk to 100 different people in 10 days and be infected, and we don't know it, and we could transmit it. So we wear a mask to protect other people. It's a courtesy to protect other people. And of course, there is a lot of people who feel like it's an intrusion on their right, which I get. So I'm just curious. Mask, no mask. So if you want, my answer, mask for sure. I'm all about the science, and I believe the science. And I know science can be bogus and science can be outdated and people can be wrong about science. I get all that. And I don't know. I just listen and make a determination like everybody else. You either believe it or you don't believe it. And so I believe it. And so I wear a mask. But so here's an interesting sort of case study about where I'm at. So like if I was in Hawaii, everybody wears masks in Hawaii. I mean, it's like Hawaii or mask wearers. Raymond, California, not so much mask wearers. So I've had quite a few people out here to the ranch in the last 2 weeks, bidding projects, looking at projects. And I noticed not one of them who came to the house wore a mask. And every one of them immediately wanted to shake my hand. Not like fist pump or elbow bump. Every one of them wanted to shake my hand. And so I also noticed that, I didn't answer the door wearing a mask. And I also noticed that if they stuck their hand out to shake my hand, I shook their hand. And, I've got hand sanitizer everywhere. So, when they left, I sanitized my hands. And I'm also a little bit cognizant about not like doing this after I shook somebody's hand. And I've not been in proximity with, close proximity with very many people, like eating or something like that. But I have some. And so I just noticed, I'm just paying attention to, we have extreme left. Left would be wear a mask. We have extreme right, which would be not wear a mask. And I'm not talking about politics. I'm just talking about this particular issue. And then I just watched myself dance in the middle based on who I'm around, who I'm talking to, who I'm present to. And I just find that interesting. So, like, I'm not a hardliner. And, you know, there's a couple of quotes relative to the virus, which you might consider. One of them is, the sooner we get it, the sooner we get over it, or not. And the other one is, from the virus's standpoint, the sooner we get back to work, the sooner it gets back to work. And look how it's back to work right now. I believe we're in for a long winter, folks. And so, interesting how many, some no masks, masks, handy Japanese cell phone, masks, no mask, okay, awesome. Almost like split 50-50. And I'm going to look at this later and see if anybody couldn't resist the temptation to rant on their political views about why they're right. So, you know, to get along in life, folks, what we need to do is make our own personal choices based on critical thinking. I trust that you're making your choices based on critical thinking and not mob mentality, either way. And you make your choice and you live with it. And everybody should respect everybody else's right to make a choice. And if my choice is to wear a mask, and your choice is to not wear a mask, well, I also could make the choice not to be around you, right? But notice I didn't. That's interesting. And so let's just respect each other and be perhaps curious about why each other have arrived at that viewpoint without arguing about it. And the world will be a better place. That's Daily Dose of Salt. I'm going to go play golf. Have a beautiful day.